Well. Yeah, Chubby stood up for the Ricky Hatton, his Marco Antonio Barrera fight. I have to say, to my horror, to my absolute horror, it was pretty good. They just showed some quality there, man. It was easily the best, one of these exhibition fights I've seen. Leagues above Roy Jones v Tyson. Obviously, I think there's an age difference. Barrera's 49, Hatton's, I think, 44. And you got to remember, George Foreman won the heavyweight title at 44 or 45. But they boxed well. Hatton's footwork, both of them had good footwork. Okay, and don't get me wrong, right? The hairs weren't standing up on the back of my neck. Funny enough, actually, Adam Smith didn't even commentate on this fight, but I'll take my foot off the Hatton haterism for one night. They look very decent for their age. So much better than the main event. Tasha Jonas vs. Marie Dicker. I mean, that was leagues above in terms of quality of that rubbish fight. And it shows you how poor boxing has become. An exhibition between two guys that are retired, who are on their way to being 50, is way better than the main event. Hatton, I'm not a Hatton fan now. I've seen him fight twice in life. But, he's sitting there with his stupid satanic tattoos. He's got this secret society B on his back. He's got these clear female demons on his chest. Okay? And he's got the MBE, as you know, which means, we all know what that means. When the Queen gives you a medal, you know what it means, okay? And also Hatton, his new tattoos, they cover up all the old he had British Bulldog tattoos with like Union Jack on it. It's all covered up now with his new awful satanic tattoos. So I got no love for him. But you had to be honest, they both looked okay, man. Hatton's face was a bit reddened up, even by the first round by Barrera's jab. But, Hatton's footwork was good. Barrera was boxing well. Obviously, it's an exhibition. I mean, you would have Hatton winning this fight, no problem. And like I said, they still had some skills. I was pleasantly surprised. I mean, I wouldn't pay to watch this nonsense. If it was in like a dinner show and we'd all had a nice dinner and we clapped our hands at the end, yeah, but I wouldn't be paying to watch this stuff. It was £1,000 for ringside seats originally, And they obviously decided they weren't going to hurt each other. They had 16-ounce gloves. You could see they never put the knuckle in there when they're throwing shots, but they still seem to want to look good and to win, if you know what I mean, to win without hurting each other. I mean, I still think Ricky looks better than Campbell and his son. He'd probably stop his son. But, I mean, obviously the weight. These guys were 160 pounds, which is crazy, considering they didn't look much bigger than when they were fighting. I did want at one point. I was watching, hoping, oh, man, I hope Barrera suddenly gets spiteful and throws a shot that's just too nasty under the ribs. But he didn't. The commentators were all excited about Hatton's being redeemed and he's doing it for other people, not for himself. But that's just such nonsense. He's doing it for his fans. They even said that once in the commentary. He's doing it for the fans. This one, no, he's not. He's doing it to lose weight, to massage his ego again. So that instead of his last fight when he got knocked out and ended up on all fours crying, you can now say he went out, with a decent fight. It's all about his ego, all that nonsense about doing it for his fans who suffered the lockdowns during COVID. But what an indictment it is on modern boxing that this fight, this exhibition with these two old-timers was better, much better than the main event of Natasha Jonas. Funnily enough, at one point Barrera started landing a few good shots on Hatton's face, which was a bit reddened. And Mickey Van pulled him apart and started warning Barrera. I mean, Mickey Van was always Ricky Hatton's favourite referee because he'd always look after him. But yeah, what can I say? I was pleasantly surprised. And the commentators always going, oh, Ricky, he's done so much for mental health and blah, another charade, a lie. He went through so many dark times. Oh, poor Ricky. I'm so sorry about tens of millions of pounds that you earned. And all the times when you got fat and started doing yayo and drinking instead of training. I'm so sorry. And all his fans paid so much money to see you get ironed out by Mayweather, Gayweather, and Pacquiao because you hadn't, had the decency to keep in some kind of vague shape. Do you remember when he did the, what's it called? Superstar Challenge or something, when they get a bunch of sports stars to take part in events, and he was so fat and out of shape. Hatton, as I said, I was a fan for years. I'd been to 2 of his fights and cheered him on. But, he's another Illuminati pawn. Having said that, you know what? There were, as far as exhibitions go, it was a quality one. Probably the best one I've seen for these has-beens in boxing. And I'm sure Ricky will probably go back, get his drink on, get his yayo on, and get fat again. He says, I'm not going to do Ricky fatten again. I know the fans liked Ricky fatten, but no, I'm going to stay in shape. Well, that's not really going to be true, is it? He's going to get fat again because he can't stop himself because he's greedy, degenerate. Okay? But, excuse me. Overall, yeah, it was a waste of time. And it was an ego trip. And both get a nice payday out of it. And but as I said, genuinely, I was pleasantly surprised by the quality of boxing on show by these 2 guys. So there we go. And yeah, I got to leave the last words to Ricky Hatton. In the end, I was just doing it for the fans who suffered under COVID and the lockdowns. I thought, what can I do for me fans? And I thought, I know they want to see me do exhibitions against Marco Antonio Barrera, so I done it for me fans in the end.